Papa killed Mama for running away, but a cowboy shielded her children under his coat. She ran like she already knew she wouldn't make it. Mud up to her knees, dress torn, blood blooming like rust across her ribs. 2 kids, no older than 8, clung to her hands as she stumbled through the pasture, wind snapping the cotton high and wet. The boy tripped. She yanked him up. The girl cried, "Mama!" And then came the shot. She jerked mid-stride, then fell. No scream, just silence and breath ripped from the world. Her fingers slipped from theirs. The kids stood frozen. The boy stared at the hole in her back. The girl just screamed. Another horse crested the ridge. Not the sheriff's. Different saddle. A tall man rode hard through the pasture, coat flapping like a crow's wings. He slid off mid-gallop, boots deep in mud, reached them just as the second shot cracked. "Down!" he barked. The kids dropped. He threw off his coat, thick, worn, smelled like smoke and sweat. He crouched, pulled it over their backs like a roof. The girl whimpered. "Is Mama dead?" He didn't answer. From the tree line, Sheriff Harlan rode slow, rifle raised. His horse walked calm, like it had done this before. Harlan wore his old Sunday suit, the badge dull on his chest. "You got no call to interfere," Harlan said. The cowboy didn't move. "They're children. She stole them," Harlan said. "Took off in the night. Broke a court order. She was their mama. She was my wife." The boy peeked up. The cowboy gently pushed his head down. Harlan stopped 20 paces out. Rain started to fall, slow and mean. The dirt turned red around Mama's body. "You aim to be a hero?" Harlan asked. "No." "You aiming to die today?" "No." "Then walk away." The cowboy stood. His shirt was soaked through. His hands were empty. "His eyes were not, Sheriff," the cowboy said low. "Who put the gun down?" Harlan's finger eased off the trigger. The rifle dropped a few inches, but didn't leave his hands. Rain trickled off his hat brim. His boots sank into the wet red dirt as he stepped closer to the body. The cowboy didn't move. "That your bullet in her back?" the cowboy asked. Harlan didn't blink. "She took what wasn't hers. She took her kids, Harlan. She took 'em from me. You think they're yours just because you signed a paper?" "I raised 'em, paid for 'em, fed 'em. You beat their mama half to death in front of 'em. She ran off with 'em. She ran to save 'em." The kids pressed tighter under the coat. The boy peeked out, eyes wide. The girl clung to her brother like he was all she had left. Harlan's deputies had arrived. 2 men, 1 young, 1 old. Both stayed near their horses, silent, unsure. The cowboy stepped over the mother's body, slow. "How long you been hiding it?" "Hiding what?" "That your boy, Tommy, was the one who broke her ribs last spring." Harlan's jaw twitched. "You shut your mouth," she told the preacher. "Preacher told me. She lied. That woman lied every time her lips moved. She's dead now. Still lying." Harlan raised the rifle again, but it shook this time. His eyes darted toward the porches, faces behind screen doors, curtains twitching, silence thick as mud. "You got half this town scared stiff," the cowboy said. "But not me. You think you're clean." "Nope." "You think you're better?" "I think I'm standing on the right side of a dead woman and 2 scared kids." Rain pattered harder. Thunder cracked somewhere distant. The kids whimpered. The deputies shifted uneasily. Harlan looked down at the woman, at the blood soaking through her dress, at the ring still on her hand. "You loved her once?" the cowboy asked. "Don't talk like you know me. I know enough. You don't know what she did to me." "She left. That's all." Silence. The cowboy stepped closer. "You walk away now," he said, "or I bury you right here with your sins." The horse moved slowly through the dead cotton. Brown stalks rattled in the wind, brittle and thin. The kids sat quietly behind the cowboy's saddle, eyes half shut, faces blank. Smoke still clung to their clothes. They passed fences, half rotted, barns sunk on one side. Windows stared empty. No one waved. No one dared. The old Delahaye place sat past the creek, leaned sideways like it had tried to fall, but changed its mind. Shingles missing. Porch half gone. Black streaks up the walls. The fire had taken most of it, but the bones held. The cowboy lifted the boy down first, then the girl. "This place safe?" the boy asked. "Safe enough," the cowboy said. Inside, the air smelled like ash and old bread. The kids stepped over scorched rugs and broken dishes. He led them upstairs, found 2 quilts in a cedar chest. Faded pink, stitched tight, initials in the corners. Who lived here? The girl asked. People long gone, he said. What happened to 'em? Same as everybody. Time. Downstairs he built a small fire in the blackened hearth. Ash blew out from the corners. In the fireplace, half-burned letters still curled in the grate. He didn't read them. The kids lay side by side under the quilts. The girl stared at the ceiling. Mama said fire eats what can't speak. He nodded. She was right. He checked the windows, then the back door. In the barn, a length of rope hung from the rafter. He left it alone. That night, wind moved through the hallway like footsteps. The cowboy opened his eyes. A soft hum echoed, faint, almost like singing. A woman's voice. Familiar, not Mama's, older, sadder. He walked the hall. Nothing there, the girl whispered from her blanket, eyes barely open. You ain't him, but you feel like Mama's promise. The sun barely broke through the soot-streaked windows. The cowboy moved slow across the warped floorboards, boots creaking in rhythm. The house groaned back like it remembered too much. In the back bedroom, the wallpaper had peeled in strips, water-stained and curling like old tongues. He tapped the wall near the corner, hollow. He dug his fingers into the seam, pulled back a loose board. Dust poured out. Something shifted behind it. A tin box rusted at the edges. Inside, just paper folded and yellowed. His thumb hesitated. He opened it. The ink had bled some, but the words were sharp enough to cut. He read aloud. If you find this, I'm gone again. He swore next time he'd bury me beside the dog. I believe him now. The little girl stood in the doorway, quiet. Mama wrote that. Looks like it. She tried before. Yeah. Why didn't she get out? She kept trying. That's what matters. He read more, voice steady. I left food in the crawl space. Told the babies it was a game. If he finds this, he'll lie. Don't believe him. Not one word. I'm not crazy. I'm scared. The boy stepped in, holding a cracked cup. That her writing? Yeah, she sounds scared. She was. She still is? He looked toward the hearth. No, not anymore. The girl knelt by the tin. What's that smell? Old paper. No. Perfume. The cowboy folded the letter slowly, like folding skin. He put it in his coat pocket. The house creaked again. The boy asked, You gonna show the sheriff? No. Why not? 'Cause he already knows. You gonna tell? The cowboy looked them both in the eye. We ain't going back. The beds were empty. Sheets tossed, pillows wet with sweat. The cowboy's boots hit the stairs fast, then the porch, then dirt. Moonlight washed everything flat. He scanned the fields. Nothing. The barn door creaked. A shadow moved past it. He followed. Behind the barn, the grass grew tall around the stones. The old well sat crooked, its rope long gone. The kids stood side by side in their bare feet, eyes locked on the black mouth below. You scared me, he said. The boy didn't look up. She called us. Who did? Mama, you're dreaming. No, sir, the girl sniffled. She was humming. He walked slowly toward them. That well's been dry for years. It ain't dry now, the boy said. It's dripping. The cowboy stepped closer. He heard it. Soft, steady drip, drip. The sound of water, or something thicker. She told us to run, the boy whispered. But she's cold, the girl sobbed. She said it's cold down there. The cowboy knelt. You hear her voice? They both nodded. He leaned over the edge. Wind swirled up, faint low. A hum like a lullaby dragged through dirt. His chest tightened. I think she's stuck, the girl said. The boy looked at him. You gonna pull her out? He stood, pulled the letter from his coat. It was still folded, edges soft from handling. He ran his thumb along the crease. She ain't in there, he said. She sounded real, the boy said. She was. She is, but not like that. He held the letter over the well. The girl clutched his sleeve. Wait, what if it scares her? It won't. He let the paper go. It floated for a second, then vanished into dark. Drip, drip. Silence. The boy leaned close. It stopped. The girl wiped her face. Is she gone? No, the cowboy said. She's just resting. He stared down a moment longer, then turned. Rest now. The cowboy dug slowly, hands blistered, shovel old. The churchyard sat quiet. The steeple cracked, the bell long gone. The preacher stood by, silent, hat clutched to his chest. He never opened his Bible. Rain tapped the wooden cross, waiting by the fence. The grave wasn't deep. The ground was too wet. The kids stood close, holding each other. The girl clutched a small tin locket. She opened it, looked once, then snapped it shut. She knelt, dropped it in. She never got flowers, the boy said. She gets this instead, the cowboy said. A door creaked. The preacher looked up. Sheriff Harlan walked slow between headstones, Bible in hand. His boots squelched in the mud. He stopped at the foot of the grave. "You came to pray?" the cowboy asked. "I came to finish what's mine," Harlan said. "That grave's not yours. And neither are they. You don't decide that. She died running from you. She died a liar. She died a mother." Rain fell harder. Harlan stepped closer. "She broke her vows," Harlan said. "So did you. I still wore the ring. You wore it like a weapon." The preacher cleared his throat but said nothing. The kids didn't move. "She's in the ground now," the cowboy said. "She's in my ground," Harlan snapped. "No, she's in hers." Harlan raised the Bible. "This town remembers who I am. They remember what you did. You gonna hit me, boy? If I have to? You bury her next to that dog like she said? I buried her where she could rest. You think dirt makes you clean?" The cowboy stepped forward. His fist moved fast, solid, true. Harlan dropped. Mud took his knees, then his pride. "You can repent there," the cowboy said. The first blaze took the sheriff's office. Flames licked up the porch posts, cracked the windows, swallowed his desk whole. The town hall caught up a few hours later. By morning, smoke coated the sky. The bell melted. The badge boiled in the heat. Folks said it was lightning. Others said justice. No one said it out loud, but every whisper circled the same name. The cowboy watched from the edge of the ridge, the children by his side. The boy stared, eyes wide. "You didn't light it, did you?" The cowboy didn't flinch. "Some things light themselves." The girl leaned against his leg, calm. "It's warm now." At dusk, Harlan stumbled out of the saloon, shirt half-buttoned, Bible missing. He stood in the street, drunk and wild-eyed, screaming at the fire like it owed him something. No one stopped him, no one answered back. The preacher locked the church early. The barber turned off his light. The bakery didn't open the next morning. Ash floated down like snow on Sunday clothes. Kids pointed, mothers pulled them close, but nobody came up the hill. At the Delahaye house, the children slept without nightmares. The boy didn't toss. The girl didn't cry. The cowboy sat by the window with a shotgun across his lap and one eye always open. Come morning, they found flowers on the steps, wild daisies, picked fresh, wrapped in a handkerchief. Next day, another bunch, then a pie. No note, just warm. The boy bit into the crust. "From Miss Carpenter?" "Maybe," the cowboy said. "Maybe she knows we didn't do it. Maybe she knows who did." At sundown, they walked the field. Charred wood still smoldered near the town line. No one bothered to clean it up. No one dared. The preacher nodded at them from his wagon. Didn't smile but didn't turn away. "Is the sheriff gone?" the girl asked. "No," the cowboy said. "Just small now." They stood by the old well, quiet. Wind moved through dry cotton. The girl reached up, took the cowboy's hand. "She's not cold anymore." He squeezed her fingers, eyes fixed on the smoke that still curled far off, thin as thread. "No," he said. "She ain't." The sheriff vanished after the fire. Some said he walked into the woods drunk and barefoot, never came back. Others swore they saw him at the edge of the marsh, coatless, muttering at the trees. No one looked hard. No one missed him. The town changed in quiet ways. The preacher painted the church steps. The saloon shut early. Women walked straighter. Men lowered their voices when they passed the Delahaye place. The cowboy built a fence, straight lines, strong posts. He fixed the porch rail, greased the door hinges, repaired the barn roof. The well was filled with stone and dirt until it whispered no more. The children walked to school holding hands. The girl wore her mama's locket. The boy stopped biting his nails. They answered when called. They smiled when they meant it. At night, the cowboy sat in the rocker, coat hung by the door, shotgun leaned against the wall. He read the letter again, the one from behind the boards. This time his mouth bent a little at the edges. Not quite a smile, but something near it. The girl asked, "You gonna leave?" "Not unless you ask me to." "You gonna stay forever?" "No one stays forever." "But for now?" "Yeah, for now." The boy poked the fire with a stick. "You are daddy now?" The cowboy looked over, thought about it. "No, I'm just the coat." They didn't answer, just nodded. The next morning, wind pressed against the house. It made the old wood hum low like a memory. The coat swayed on the nail, heavy but still. The preacher came by with a pie, set it on the step, didn't knock, didn't wait. The boy opened the door, smelled apple. "He's nice now," the girl said. "He's quiet now," the boy replied. They ate with their hands. The cowboy didn't say much, just listened. Years later, when the girl was grown, the boy nearly a man, the preacher stood at the well they'd once filled and said to no one in particular, "Sometimes God sends a bullet, sometimes he sends a coat,